Michelle, which amount are you asking from for the county? The 182,860 or the 731,440?
The total, $913, or $914,300. That's the maximum that the county over a 1 to 2 year period would outlay to the Creighton Manning, the engineers, and then the construction of the sidewalks. The 80% will be covered by the federal highway grant. 20% will be covered by, of the 20%, 15% New York State Department of Transportation. They have known for many years that we have this on their, has been on our Hunter Regional Trail list. So they have committed to 15%, and the remaining 5%, we have a request in Senator Hinchy's office, and we will be hearing back from her any day. So the total that the county would outlay over the series of a couple of years would be the maximum $914,300. It will likely be less than that, as the engineer is refining the cost estimates.
When do we know if we're getting this grant?
August or September, October. March 12th is the deadline. Creighton Manning is doing the application for free. There's no cost for the engineering firm to do the application. And the announcements will be made by October.
If we don't get this grant,
It's not guaranteed.
it's not guaranteed.
If you don't get the
If you don't get
grant,
the grant, you don't have
project
to lay out the
doesn't
money.
Well, is that what this resolution says?
Yeah, it's only if the grant goes through, then we will
Correct.
put the money out. We're not gonna put the money
Is
out
that in the resolution?
without knowing.
Is that in the resolution?
I believe there is reference. If not, there's certainly, it's all based on the approval of the grant. The county would not lay out that money if the grant was not approved.
That's the resolution says we are authorizing the grant submission.
Well, it says hereby contingent on the security of funding sources to cover the required 20% match.
It was worded that if the 20% match is not secured through both DOT and Michelle Hinchy's office, then the authorization is no. And there wouldn't be a grant submission.
We will know by March 12th if Senator Hinchy is covering 5%. We should know, actually, we've been told we would know as early as this week, but the meeting keeps getting pushed back with Senator Hinchy. So, Elizabeth.
It's an election year.
So this resolution is just approving the submission of the grant.
As well as if it's approved, outlaying the funding and then going through the reimbursement process.
And how long does the reimbursement process take?
Oh, gosh, Mike, I don't know.
And on the state.
That's a good question.
4 or 5 years? 4 or 5?
Been saying $914,300 over what amount of time? There is no, we're gonna sit around and wait, like, something that comes through the dormitory authority. We're just sitting around waiting and waiting.
Yeah, I don't know where the funds are. You said the funds have been allocated to the state already, so the state is holding
To
those
the
funds.
states, and then whoever the successful applicants are from this tap around, that money will be locked in for that, project. I don't know the length of reimbursement time with DOT and.
Well, I'm definitely in favor of the project, but I just feel like we have to be careful that we're not laying out this money ahead of time, not ensuring that we don't get it back. And that's exactly what was done in Leeds from the federal grant that we got with the stormwater drains and sidewalks. That Scott Templeton is on. He waited until we got that check. So I'm asking, are we going to do the same thing for this project? That's all.
This is a whole different program, though. That was a federal program. This is a state program.
It's a federal, she just said it's a federal program.
Well, the money comes from federal, but.
And there's a state grant as well. So we need that money first before we start it.
And then my next question is,
Well, you're not gonna get the money first, but it says in there that it's a reimbursement grant.
Right.
Yeah,
The guarantee comes when the grants.
So if they don't receive the grant,
Then there's
And we don't get the-
process.
yeah.
Correct.
And the project out.
They get the grant guaranteed money.
I understand, I'm fine with that, I mean, if you guarantee that.
And now my next question is, the resolution in all the paper says coming from Senator Michelle Hinchey. Let's say she's not in office. Where's the money come from?
That's a good question for Senator Hinchey and the district director.
So.
But if not,
Agree with
she
you.
approves it for the election anyway, the money's there.
Correct, just like.
So I said,
Perhaps the language in the resolution should say where the money's coming from, not from a particular politician who's elected to office.
It's not.
Well, they-
Instead of in federal cap, it should say federal taxpayers, and instead of Senator Hinchey, it should say New York State taxpayers. And on our county share, it's county taxpayers.
Yeah.
It's not the 14 of us, only as we are as county taxpayers with property taxes. And the same goes for Hinchey. And I don't like last year when she signed a check, a big cardboard check with her name on it, like it was her own money. And I'm tired of philanthropy by these politicians with my money.
yeah, but it comes from money that's allotted to her, and we spent somewhere.
It's gotta be spent, should be
But perhaps
spent
it-
all,
perhaps the
$3
language
billion in
Should
debt.
say, perhaps the language should say that the money's has to be appropriated through that particular office where it's coming from, and not a particular person, because if she's not in office.
What is that fund called that they have?
Yeah.
I don't think it's even defined that until the state budget's passed.
No, they
don't know where
get a
it's
certain
coming
portion
from.
from, they don't use their district.
Typically, it's that.
Right. But she's defining where it comes from, it's coming from the office of Senator Hinchey.
So why don't you just wait until the state tax or the state budget's
Because
approved
they
and then we
can't
go?
wait
with it?
because
It's gotta have
we have it daylight, sunsets.
The TAP deadline is March 12th to submit for the federal grant. And as well as we want to lock in, if that 5% is coming through, we want to be able to lock in.
So if the federal government comes through, or 80%, how much of your project can you get done without going to the state taxpayers if they have to drag their feet?
Well, they won't drag you. If we don't receive the grant, project dies. So if we don't get the state money, it's done. It's not like you're gonna say, okay, do 80% and go. That's not the way it works. All the money's gonna be secured at the end of the application.
We would know by March 12th, for
Right.
sure.
Or it's done.
And just to look at this kind of broadly too, it's a clear benefit for Haynes Falls, for the town of Hunter. But in terms of the number of people that are traveling up that mountain road and going to North-South Lake, traveling west on 23A, this is, as we know, it's one of the biggest tourist areas in Greene County.
Well, I don't think anybody here is against the project. I think it's a necessary project. I think the problem is the language within this resolution doesn't spell out properly where the funding is coming from. And to make sure that the county's not on the hook for everything. Right now,
No, the county would not be, we don't want the county to be on the hook for anything.
It just seems like a lot of money for a sidewalk, $1 million.
Well,
Sidewalk and bicycle lane,
it will be less than that. That was
well, I think we need a breakdown of that, as to where all that money's going to.
and we kind of know how government projects go. They're never less than what's
Well,
budgeted.
who's paying for it?
actually, Creighton Manning is working on variations of where the sidewalk.
I wanna see where every dollar is spent.
They've worked on other projects in Greenville. We have Greenville and Carroll represented here. Okay, they did. Creighton Manning is very, very good, very reputable firm working especially with federal dollars. Yep.
Don't put mailboxes in the middle of the sidewalk, you work out as well, down.
Right. Another,
Ryan Penny, who runs Camp Catskill in Tannersville, it's an outfitter shop, shared he just had his best sales day on Sunday. So we realize that sales tax is the biggest generator we know for the county revenue, and this kind of a project and having somebody like Ryan and Reed Ruby, thank you, Mountaintop Historical Society. Thank you also for the help that you are bearing for the Mountaintop Historical Society. that is very integral to here in this whole picture and being able to link to what they're gonna be doing on their campus. And, well, thank you to Reed and Brian for coming and to all of you for entertaining this application.
So how many miles of sidewalk and bike lanes is this, let's say, let's round up to $1 million estimate.
Oh, that's probably way,
But I'd rather be on the high end.
it's not in,
Doesn't look like much money.
it's not in miles, it is, it will be going, I'm going to say maybe a third and a half of a mile. Connecting to the general store, which is extremely busy 3 seasons out of the year, they're closed now in the winter time. But that general store, my gosh, the amount of business that they do accommodating tourists going to North South Lake, that's where the sidewalks will end. And there will also be a future welcome center on the Peace Village property. They are identified on the map as far as where the sidewalks will go. And they will allow people to not only just go east to Catterskill Falls, but the opportunity to go west.
Even if the county is, even if Hinchy's office doesn't cover the 5%. And the county had to cover this would be a good project. I mean, do you have any idea how much tourism that area generates? It's unbelievable.
Well, I'm willing to support it, but I want a breakdown of where this money and how much it's gonna cost for the sidewalk and the bicycle. I don't want it where it's about this amount or, this is what the whole project's gonna cost. I want a breakdown of everything.
And
Rest assured, it's less than what's in the resolution now. It will definitely be less than 913,000. And to your point, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Well, we don't always get that information. That's why I'm requesting it publicly during this meeting.
well,
But it's important.
can we revise the resolution tonight to just be that we approve the filing for the grant? So that we can at least get that underway, because if we wait until next month, they're gonna miss the boat on it.
Yeah.
So can we revise that resolution to say you're just approving that you apply for the grant? Until we can kind of tighten the wording up so where Matt can feel comfortable and, other legislators can feel comfortable about everything else. Just so we don't keep them waiting on applying.
The one thing I'm not sure of is if that wording actually came from Creighton Manning, from other federal highway resolutions. I just don't know at this time if, without referencing funding, if that will be acceptable for the application. I don't know. All I know is that everything would be contingent on the federal government covering 80%. We know New York State DOT is covering 15, it's the remaining 5, which would amount to between $35,000 and $50,000 ultimately, even to Mr. Davis's point, if for some reason Senator Hinchy does not come through, that is approximately what the county request would be, somewhere in the $30,000 to $50,000 range.
The wording of our resolution wouldn't affect application, correct?
Correct.
Well, there's that already.
So our resolution, let me just read this. The county is authorized, fully authorized to commit all upfront costs that are required per applicable state policies and standards in accordance with the project, and upon an award, they may work collaboratively with the Hunter Area Trail Connection. So if there's no award, there's no working with the trail collection. That's what the resolution says.
It also says somewhere else that further resolved that the authorization is hereby contingent on the security of the funding sources.
Correct.
That's it.
And submit documentation to the appropriate agencies for full reimbursement of all project costs. So everything that has been asked for is in the resolution. It's there.
All right, if there's no more questions?
Just quickly, who did you say is gonna maintain the sidewalk?
It will be, it will be, the town will own the sidewalks and it will be a shared services between the village of Tannersville and the town of Hunter. They're heading in that direction now anyway with shared services, but they're highway.
The town will actually own
They go along the sidewalks, they think of the state put sidewalks in your town.
No, the owners of that aren't responsible for clearing the snow and maintaining
They
that.
tax them for it. Depends on the deal you make with the landowner.
There's
We're
less-
looking at it just as more of a municipal maintenance between towns. Not that a property owner couldn't be out and shoveling, but we don't want to.
Sidewalk tax.
I'd still like to see the language change where it says Senator Michelle Hinchey, because if she's not in office, then nobody can contest that. Now for the project,
But this will go,
She's the one
before
that's
it's even
gonna
voted,
decide.
she's in charge now, so whatever.
you guys can say, I'm just telling you my opinion. And that's how I'm basing my
You
vote.
should say a Sam
So,
grant. or whatever.
I'm, when it comes to the language, that's what I'm gonna stick on.
That's what it should be called, Chris.
The crest.
That's what it should be amended to. You guys do whatever you want. I know how I am.
I'm gonna support it, but I feel like we all need to have a breakdown of costs. And not just a general, this is what the sidewalk, this is what the bicycle, an official breakdown in every one.
They will have that by square footage.
I sure hope so.
Yes, they're already working on that. That's where we're getting an indication it's gonna be lower than the line.
Okay, if there's.
When we did the entrance road into the gateway, it actually said the money came from Chris Bank, so. It's the same funds.
Well, I was before I was here, Pat, and I would have the same issues.
Now, I believe it did say a Sam grant. I remember that.
But they may have known where that funding was gonna come from at that time. Right now, the state money has been had.
Where's it gonna come from?
I mean,
Sam grant.
it would literally come from Senator Hinchey's office. I mean, it's, that's just the fact of it. It's,
She has a certain amount of money that she spends on projects, so it
Mike.
comes from her office.
I get that it's from taxpayers, Mike, but her office is the office that approves this. I mean, it's.
All right, if there's nothing else, I'd like to call for a roll call vote.
Oh, I was gonna call for a roll call. Roll call, you wanna, or, what you wanna?
You don't want to roll call, you do.
No, I was gonna call for a roll call.
Okay, fine.
Let's not fight over that. For God's sake.
Roll call? We didn't get to that one yet. There you go, because I get my list.
Yeah, okay. There's no, okay, then I shall. Here, I guess what was that, I can't do sometimes.
Can I add one? Yes,
He's good.
comments?
We got, yes, go ahead, Michelle.
That it would be very advantageous to update the county trails tourism plan. Ryan Penny and I attended a Greenway conference in October in Kingston, and it was phenomenal. What we learned there, we would like to bring back to you and go for funding to update that tourism trail plan and really look at what we're doing up in Hunter and make all the linkages in the valley and the river towns too.
We should look at that in our tourism budget,
There.
in the tourism budget.
I'm all for it as long as you're not, encroaching on personal property owners' property.
Everything we do through the Hunter Regional Trails has been with property participation, and it has been extremely successful.
Thank you, Michelle, appreciate it. If there's nothing else, we'll go right into the proposed action items. Number one, authorizing out-of-state travel, Greene County Economic and Development Tourism and Planning. Melissa Pente, Senior Tourism Marketing Coordinator.
Vera,
Handle.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Either none, so carried. Authorizing TAP grant submission, Haynes Falls Pedestrian Improvement Project. Like? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Have a motion.
Is there anything else to bring before the economic?
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you, second?
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? You second that?
Harry, Harry said.
Thank you, Michelle.
Good evening. I'd like to open up government operations at 6:26. We have two resolutions, but first I'd like to welcome Real Property Tax Director Ray Ward. Wants to introduce us to his Deputy Director.
Just briefly, everybody, I wanted to introduce you to Audrey Twilliger. She's my deputy since the years. Audrey's been with me 7 years now. She's learned the business from the ground up, the same as me on the tax mapping side, and has worked over the last couple of years into the real property side. The best I can ever have, best employee I've had in 40 years here. So, I can say that without a doubt. But bigger issue is I will not be in attendance at March or April meetings, so if there's anything that comes up, I want you to have a face to put with a name when she's here at the meeting and something's on the agenda. So here's Audrey for y'all.
Next meeting.
Welcome. Okay, number one, authorizing chargeback of assessment role-related services and materials. 2026 tax bills.
Leg.
Martinez and Legg. All in favor?
Aye.
Is anyone opposed? Number two, authorizing chargeback of assessment role-related service and materials. 2026 exemption second notice. Martinez? I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Is anyone opposed? Is there anything else to come before government operations tonight?
Open to close. Second.
Thank you. Nice to meet you, audience.
Yeah.
No.
Let's see how you do, Charlie.
Yeah, Matt, I've got a short one this month. I'm like, where's your, ready to go? Well, finance committee to order. Several, resolutions. First is authorizing charge change order, number one, Greene County Justice Center, contract number 4, electrical.
Leg. Davis.
Wait, David, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Opposed. Carried.
Sorry, I'm opposed also.
Three. We got. Sure, man.
Yeah.
Passed.
All right, number two, authorizing change order number 21-25, Greene County Justice Center, contract GC-001, general.
Davis.
Mr. Davis.
Leg.
Wait a sec. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed.
Two.
We're here.
Three.
Where's our construction manager? Why isn't he here explaining what's going on? We requested 2 months ago about having him here. We're paying good money, and where are they? And they're not here. And I don't want to hear things third hand, second hand anymore. All right.
Nobody's accepting responsibility for these changes.
Gotta be in contingency. by now.
Actually, the sub-finance,
Contingency,
the sub-finance committee meets at the Justice Center every month and goes through all.
I don't care, you belong right here.
Right,
I agree.
enough is enough.
Have we asked him?
We've asked them.
We made that request 2 months
For
ago.
other projects.
Has anybody actually asked them?
We don't have to ask him, we made the request to Sean. Sean was aware of it.
Well, I'm wondering if the message got down to them, because I would assume that if we asked them.
He's not been here one time in 2 years about that jail, about that justice center.
We need to ask.
Guess that's passed, right? All right, number 3, authorizing TAP grant submission, Haynes Falls pedestrian improvement project.
Leg.
But like I said, I would like a breakdown of that total cost. That seems outrageous, $1 million sidewalk.
The letter, Mr. Lane, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. 4, authorizing out-of-state travel, Greene County Economic Development, Tourism and Planning. What's the Penna Senior Tourism Market?
Team coordinator.
Bueller. True and Bueller.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. 5, authorizing purchase of 4 2026 four-wheel drive Ford F-250 crew cab trucks through the New York State Office of General Service. I'm like to second that, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, that's also carried. Number 6, line letter, vehicle here. Authorized purchase of two 26 regular cab Ford F-600 XLT trucks with dump bodies and plows through the New York State Office of General Service.
Davis.
Good day.
Right.
Leonard, Drew, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, that's also carried. Number 7, authorizing purchase of 2026 four-wheel drive regular cab Ford F-250 truck through the New York State Office of General Service.
Davis.
Davis. Clear. Under second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, that's carried. 3, authorizing agreement with Greene County EMS Council Inc. for EMT training 26. Leonard. Leonard seconds it. Good choice. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Number 9, authorize out of state travel, Laura Churchill, Carrie Gordon, Stacy, Greene County Community Health, formerly Greene County Family.
Davis.
Today. Drew seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's all.
Opposed.
Opposition. Number 10, authorize agreement with Greene County Public Health and Capital Animal Hospital for rabies preparation.
Davis.
Davis. Drew seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Number 11, authorize agreement with Greene County Department of Human Services, Aging, and Columbia County Community Health Care Consortium, Inc.
Davis.
Davis. Langer. Good morning. Chairman Langer, seconded, all in favor of that.
Aye.
Opposed? A lot of opposition tonight.
There's no audit of these things. We get no audits of this, so that federal fraud that's being talked about all the time could be right here in our own neighborhood.
That's carried. All right, moving on. Number 12, authorized agreement, Greene County Department of Human Services, Aging, and Unlimited Care, Inc.
True.
True.
We already did that.
I'll second, all in favor.
Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed.
Nothing. That's carried. Number 13, authorizing charge back assessment roll related service materials 26 tax bill. Martin,
Davis.
David seconds it, all in favor.
Aye.
All
Opposed.
That's carried. Number 14, authorizing charge back assessment roll related service materials 26 exemption 2 notes.
Davis.
Mr. Davis.
Bueller.
Bueller, second, all in favor of that.
Aye.
Opposed, that's carried. 15, budget amendment, Greene County Board of Elections, state fiscal year 25-26 grant. Leonard. Second. In favor?
Aye.
Can I just ask, was that letter included with this that we asked for? I don't see it as an attachment here.
Did not see the letter
The opposition.
Well, he-
This is different. This is different.
Yeah, this.
This is different than mail-in voting.
All right.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Carried, thank you. 16, budget amendment, Greene County Mental Health, Wood County Recovery System.
Davis.
Mr. Davis.
True.
You second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed.
Not. Number 17, authorization pay claim. Mark has, line second. Favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed.
Any claims?
Yeah, well, it's a Justice Center component in there, so
Yeah, you're right.
I'm not
Okay.
doing it.
Yeah, opposed.
Too much else.
Fix it. I don't know. People have to be paid, that's all right. We got,
Well, passed
we
anyway.
got one. Okay, number 18, authorization, pay claims highway.
Davis.
Davis,
I think one first.
Leonard, Davis, all in favor?
Aye.
All carried. We're going pretty quick, complete. Resolutions are complete, treasurer's report, I think the treasurer was there, yes, he is.
Good evening, everybody. We have any payments on delinquent taxes for this month. January 26th, $288,557.77 compared to $436,265.52 in January of 25, for a decrease of $147,707.75. Year-to-date payments on 2026 collections are $334,502.45 compared to $586,246.73 in 2025, or a decrease of $251,744.28. In summary, the amount due to Greene County for delinquent taxes as of January of 26 totaled $7,122,879.10 compared to $7,826,649.30 in January of 25, or a decrease of $703,770.20. Greene County analysis of sales tax received to date for 2026 is $4,321,761.03 compared to $4,216,024.97 in 2025, or an increase of $105,736.06, or 2.51%. We have had 3 of our top 25 delinquent properties make good on their past due amounts. Looks like they're Athens and Greenville areas. The total for those 3 properties was just a little bit over $74,000. So we've had 3 others drop off our top 25 list. By far, still the majority of delinquencies are coming from the residential sector. And we have still our number 1 delinquency continues to linger in the town of Catskill with no resolution in sight. That's really all I have for you this month.
Keith, when you say the decrease over last year, it means people are slower pay their taxes.
Well, if you put it into kind of perspective, you can see that we've had a decrease of 703,000 in our delinquencies.
Yeah.
So people are paying more than they had.
We
But
still are over 7 million in
Correct.
delinquent taxes.
correct. And where it talks about a decrease in the upper portion, we're talking about monthly cash flow. So the earlier ones are cash flow. The item number 2 gives kind of a bigger drop back out to like 10,000 feet. You can see how our collections in general are going. And again, we're keeping better than average pace on sales tax, which, is a good thing, obviously, at this point.
Thank you.
Anybody else have anything? Sure. All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Anything else? No, the chairman, I don't know if this falls on this, but, James, as far as the transportation scheduling for the buses, I don't know if we're getting finance, can you just explain what you just handed out to us, like what these numbers look like, as far as the ridership for the, Greene County transportation?
Yes, this was based on a request I received from the legislature last month to provide just general ridership data based on groups. So I took 2025 data, sort from these reports that are first gathered by bus drivers. They gather the people, the routes that they're on. They go to ARC, who's our operator, and then they come back to us to verify. So it's really just a consolidation of those spreadsheets to show at least the amount of riders on these routes. I know that some of the routes and the ridership has been relatively unclear in the past few years, so I think that this was just trying, what the legislature was trying to wrap their heads around, at least ridership numbers, so we could figure out where the system is at. And on top of that, I wanted to provide at least, a description, a geographic description of the routes on the second page and how they're marketed by color, the stops on the routes, as well as, bridges.
On a year over year, was an analysis done, say from 24 to 25, 23, so forth, to see if there's been a decrease in ridership from some of these stops, or if any could be eliminated, or if we need to add any, or. any
Yeah, I have
analysis on
not,
that?
I've not had a chance to any sort of year-over-year analysis, but I'd be happy to provide, back to 23, if you'd like, by next committee meeting. But I could provide some stats on
Yeah,
that.
that'd be great. And then just this last box down here, it's got average, min, and max, what are those numbers?
Just the average of the numbers, based on the routes, average for the whole year of 2025, where are the routes averaging as far as riders go on a typical day? Where can you find the mean ridership at, as well as at its lowest point, sort of the bottom of the curve versus the apex? How often are those routes traveled? So it's a 30,000 foot snapshot, but I think, doing some metrics next month to show year-over-year analysis will help us get to know the system better.
Thank you.
The outcome before audience. All right, I do have a request for executive session. Executive session for personnel as well as potential litigation.
I would like, James
And contract.
Aaron, I would like James and Aaron to say.
Aaron. Do we have one? Sure. All in favor of that? We're going to that session, and no action will be taken, obviously, but we'll adjourn.